Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Monday, August 16th, and this local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow you. As COVID-19 continues to surge, local health officials say frontline medical workers are stepping up to try and stem the tide of infections. John Arking reports.
Flagler County Health Officer Bob Snyder says they're still seeing very high numbers of both infections and hospitalizations. As of Friday, he says the day began with 70 positive cases, half of which involved children. And while none of them were hospitalized, it is still of great concern.
Even before, of course, each day was different, but we would see maybe in the low teens when we were at our worst phase previously. But this Delta variant is different. When you look at the charts and the bar graphs, it's an incredible surge and increase.
Snyder says the good news is there's been a 95% increase in vaccinations, which shows that the Delta variant has gotten people's attention. Meanwhile, Advent Health Palm Coast Chief Operating Officer Wally DeCino says with this surge, their staff's been under incredible pressure, and getting recognition of that fact from the community makes a big difference.
So we have a few groups from our community that are started again recognizing our staff either with food or whatever it is, and we notice that makes a great impact. So we appreciate all of those who are turning their attention to all of their staff, not just nurses and directors, but everybody that's working hard here, picking up extra shifts, working long hours, so we can take care of all of the patients that are showing up in our emergency room and inpatient.
From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arking.
A suspected drug dealer faces manslaughter charges in connection with an overdose death last year. Nyshawn Giddens is accused of selling fentanyl that killed Sean Callahan in September of 2020. Sheriff Rick Staley issued a warning to other drug dealers.
We work every overdose death as a murder investigation. So my warning to poison peddlers: if you want to risk spending the rest of your life in prison, continue to sell poison in Flagler County, because you're the next one going to jail.
Giddens, who turned himself into authorities Thursday, is being held on a $25,000 bond. 3 people are arrested in connection with vandalizing an old hotel that's in the process of being remodeled. Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley says his deputies were called to the site of the former Country Hearth Inn on Old Dixie Highway Thursday.
Report of glass breaking. Deputies discovered 2 adults and a juvenile that had trespassed and burglarized the property and started smashing out windows just for the hell of it.
Staley says this abandoned hotel had been an eyesore for years.
We worked with the county to force the former owner and now the current owner to repair and renovate the hotel. It must be very frustrating for the current owners who are trying to fix an eyesore into a beautiful hotel for these 3 knuckleheads that come in and destroy it.
Christopher Ulrich, Dylan Alvarez, and a 17-year-old girl face charges of burglary and criminal mischief. If your travels take you down Old Kings Road, there's some road work you'll want to know about. Karen Johnson has the details.
In addition to today's construction on Old Kings Road, there will be one more overnight scheduled closure tonight from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. on Tuesday. The contractor on the project will be performing overnight paving on Old Kings Road north of Palm Coast Parkway. Drivers should use caution in this area and expect delays. And there was some good news during the construction project. Brittany Kershaw is the Director of Public Information and Engagement with the City of Palm Coast.
The detour will be between Palm Harbor Village Way and Harbor Center Drive on Old Kings Road northbound.
On Tuesday, August 17th, you should expect to see a new traffic pattern on Old Kings Road north of Palm Coast Parkway. The traffic will shift from traveling in the inside lanes to traveling in the outside lanes, and you're asked to use caution while adjusting to the new traffic pattern. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
SURGE is a national organization which also has a Flagler County branch. It stands for Showing Up for Racial Justice. Carl Jones is with SURGE Flagler.
Well, SURGE, we speak out and step up for things that are going on in the community that deals with racial justice and white supremacy.
Another issue has captured the attention of SURGE Flagler. Child safety is a concern as school opened up last week during a surge in the pandemic.
No matter what our leadership is telling you to do, you need to take responsibility for your child and keep your children safe. by inquiring them and ensuring that they wear masks when they enter school. We want them to go back to school, but we want them to go back to school in a safe environment.
Elizabeth Gustafson is a member of Surge and also a parent. She said she had to pull her kid out of school because she didn't like what she saw.
I went to meet the teacher, and I just knew from the moment I stepped into the cafeteria that I could not send him there. There weren't a lot of masks. A lot of teachers weren't wearing masks. Parents were not wearing masks. When the principal did her presentation, there was nothing in there about COVID protocol at all, which really shocked me.
Many states, including Florida, have reported an uptick in child hospitalizations for COVID-19. For more on Surge Flagler, go to surgeflagler.com or Surge Flagler on Facebook. The Flagler County Sheriff's Department's 911 dispatchers are the first responders.
Christina Mortimer is the Director of Communications with the Flagler County Sheriff's Office. She said that on a recent episode of the Flagler Voice, without dispatchers, first responders would not be able to respond.
I can't say it enough. I'm so thankful for every single dispatcher that we have in that center. They truly are heroes.
They're the ones you call when something bad has happened and you need the help of the police, the fire department, or emergency medical personnel. The Flagler Voice is on WNZF every Saturday morning at 8:30. You can also listen to the podcast on the Flagler radio app. Tomorrow, do you know what's behind the phone number 911? From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.